What up? Say Stoke G. Back with another topic, back with another video. So the title of this video is going to be Gen X is still affected by Doge. So we can talk about it. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribers that subscribe to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing videos out to give you leverage to better sales. Let's get into it. So why do I say that Gen X is still affected by Doge? First of all, how's everybody doing with the raw content challenge? So I mean, it's day 8 right now. So I know some folks have gotten to a little bit of a stride. I was gonna make a video earlier today, but didn't get time. But I'm still on task. I'm still gonna do my one video a day for 30 days, right? And it's the video. So Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. Department of Government Efficiency. So Doge happened last year, roughly around January time frame of 2025. And it affected mainly government workers, federal government workers, right? Whether you was in DC or in Baltimore or one of these big cities, or you just work for the government, period, right? And there's some things coming out right now. I saw an article about 2 days ago, and I may make a video about it as well. Saw an article where it says that Elon Musk, he inflated the savings that Doge made, because understand, Doge was created to save the government money. And to save the government money, they got rid of a lot of government workers, or at least they forced them into retirement, right? Or they fired them, you know what I'm saying? It all depends on what was going on. And there's some reports out there. I think it's a government watchdog, and I think it's another, it's an office, it's called a GAO, Government Accountability Office. Sounds crazy, right? So Department of Government Efficiency has been basically hackled and you know, fact checked by Government Accountability Office. Accountability. It sounds crazy, right? So basically GAO is called the cap. So what the article said was Elon Musk claimed $110 billion in savings across the board with Doge. And this watchdog is saying it's cap. They didn't save even close to that. Do I believe they saved $110 billion? No. I don't believe that not one damn bit. Now, was it in the millions? Yeah, absolutely. 110 billion? I don't know where they got them numbers from, whatever I'm saying. But in any case, the main population that got affected by Doge was Gen X. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, Gen X is, once again, age 20, no, I'm sorry, I said 20. We're not that young. Age 45 or 46, because if you was born in 1980 and you're not 46 right now, you will turn 46 sometime this year. So if you're 45 right now, then you haven't had a birthday yet, right? So you should turn 46 this year. So age 45 or 46 to age 61, I believe, right? That's the demographic of Gen X. And if you really think about it, a lot of the legacy people that was in the government that had all this knowledge, that was making all this money, was in their late 40s to probably late 50s. That's all Gen X, right? And I saw it in real time, because all the folks that got on furlough on my job was damn near all Gen X, almost all of them. I think it might have been one lady in that whole company, with that whole nonprofit, that was older than, let me see. So she was I think she was 62. So yeah, she was like on the very tail end of baby boomer. But everybody else was in their 50s or 40s, hands down. 90% of that whole workforce was not in their 60s. It was a handful of folks that was in their 60s, like early 60s. So they barely made Gen X. And like I said, there was one person I believe that was a baby boomer. But outside of that, that demographic was all Gen X, and we all got sent home, furloughed, right? So the majority of folks, from what I saw, you know what I'm saying, I don't have numbers or statistics like that, whatever. But from what I saw, because I work in DC, right? So I saw this in real time, y'all. I saw it in real time. The majority of folks that got laid off, furloughed, fired, whatever, was Gen X, or there might have been a millennial or Gen Zer that actually had just got into the government, that was young, and you know, with government jobs is a grace period. Like it actually is called a probationary period, where like basically within those first 2 years or 3 years, depending on what government department you work for, they can let you go for the most minor thing, right? Once you pass that 2 or 3 year mark, you're kind of locked in to a certain degree. Now you got to have basically you have to have a history of I guess misconduct or a history of not performing well for you to be let go, right? There was a saying for a long period of time that it takes an act of Congress to let somebody go from the government, and that was real, you know what I'm saying? And these government workers knew that. Now I'm not saying that most government workers was on their hands just doing nothing. All I'm saying is that a government job was damn near like it never crossed anybody's mind to get fired from a government job. It didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't. You know, government jobs are not like civilian jobs, y'all. I don't know if y'all know the difference, but I'm telling you right now, corporate America versus government is no comparison. It's no comparison. Corporate America could damn let you go for damn near anything. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the job performance things that happen. But at the end of the day, corporate America has a lot more leverage when it comes to letting you go. The government, it's not that easy, man. You got to go through a whole. It's so bad. Well, it used to be. I'm not sure if it is right now. And I was saying the way Doge decimated everything or whatever. But beforehand, it was so crazy to let somebody go from the government that folks just let people go. What I mean by that is that if you was doing something crazy and it was a detriment to that office or that section of the office, they just moved you because it was so much paperwork and so much red tape to go through to fire you. A lot of those people just said, "F it. I'm not even going to even try to fire this guy or girl. I'm just going to let this person just go to some other section and let them get handled." That was a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So you can only imagine the folks that were actually on these government jobs getting let go, and they're like, you know, either I'm an excellent worker or I'm a lackadaisical worker or a lazy worker. But whatever kind of work I was doing, how the hell am I getting fired? It should be impossible. But those came in and said, yeah, y'all got to go. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of folks took an early retirement, which is a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Because at the very end, you know what I'm saying, you're not really worried about, trying to get another job. But unfortunately, you got a lot of Gen Xers out there that did not prepare financially. Did not prepare financially for this Doge thing to come down. And a lot of folks were scared to death and did not want to get let go. I saw it in real time, y'all. I know a lot of folks personally, not on my nonprofit, but some of these other government facilities like Department of Justice, Department of Energy. I knew a person that worked for what's the name of it started with GSA. I knew 2 people that worked at GSA. I forget what the acronym stands for, but basically there was a handful of folks that I knew personally that were government workers, and they were in their 50s, and I talked to them, and they was like, yeah, I don't want to retire. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's too many things going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? I have young kids right now, which I'm going to talk about that in another video as well. There's a lot of Gen Xers out there right now that got young kids. You don't believe that, but I'm telling you, I got an 8-year-old, and I'm 48 years old. Am I 48? Yeah, I'm 48, yeah. I had to think about my age right quick. Yeah, I'm 48, and I got an 8-year-old. So, yeah. Gen X is having kids at a young age. Well, at least we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a woman right now and you're mid-40s and you're having a baby, hey, kudos to you. You know what I'm saying? That's good to go. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of Gen Xers have young kids, or at the very least, they have grandkids that are my daughter's age they're taking care of. Because remember I told y'all, a lot of Gen Xers are taking care of their elderly parents and also taking care of their adult children. And adult children normally have children. Right? So if you have a situation where you're taking care of your elderly parents, which might live with you, because most of Gen Xers are the ones that hold the homes in America. I'm just taking a guess. I don't have the numbers behind that, but I would imagine most of the homes in America are pretty much held by Gen X. Maybe baby boomers kind of tie into that to a certain degree, but a lot of home ownership is through Gen X, not millennials and not Gen Z, obviously, right? So you got Gen X folks, whether it be male or female, that take care of the elderly parents. The parents may live with them, right? The person, the lady that does my locks, she has her father with her, right? And she's a Gen X like me, and her father's a baby boomer, right? And he lives with her. So you got that, and you also got adult children. She has 2 sons that are 18. I'm sorry, not 18. One is 18, one is 19, and they both going to college right now, right? So she taking care of them. and then she also has, I think she has a 10-year-old, right? So she has a young child as well, right? And we're all living in the same household, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you take that aspect of things, losing your job and getting forced to retire, you're cutting off a income shovel that could be built up over time, right? That's the reason why a lot of Gen Xers and a lot of generations beforehand always wait until their 60s before they retire, because if they didn't have a pension or they didn't have any type of savings or anything like that, where they tried to get themselves straight on the back end, so they wouldn't run into a financial situation to where they run out of money quick, right? Because once you retire, you don't want to work anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for myself, when I retire, I'm retired, man. I don't want to go back into the workforce and work anymore. I don't want no side job. I don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I have to be doing YouTube or something, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when I retire, that's it, y'all. That's it. I do not want to be working some small, hand job or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Y'all caught that, but I said a hand job. Wow. Oh boy, it might be too hot out here, y'all. Excuse my. Oof, that's crazy. Pause. What I meant to say was, I don't want no side gig job, right? That to try to supplement my income. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? If I'm retired, I'm retired, man. I don't want to be out there in the workforce anymore and working. You know what I'm saying? I want to chill. I want to take care. I want to, to enjoy my grandkids if the Lord bless me with some. I don't want it anytime soon. Real talk. I don't. You know what I'm saying? My two sons, my oldest son is 21. My youngest son is 18. Hey, live y'all life. Don't give me no grandkids anytime soon. For real. Don't do that. I'm gonna love my grandkids that they come here. You know what I'm saying? But y'all need to live life first. You know what I'm saying? Don't get locked down with no children. And your ass better not have no children about having a wife either. That's first and foremost. You better have a wife. Man, I digress. Doge really affected Gen X. It really did. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, the main demographic of people that got Doge are Gen X, right? There are folks out there right now that still have not recovered from Doge. Like, real talk. There are still folks out there right now that are still being affected by Doge. They did not get another job. I know a handful of them from my old nonprofit job that are still unemployed. Now, how they survive it, I have no idea. I don't. You know what I'm saying? But they don't got a job. They don't have a job. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, it's like, I don't think there'll be, and they're the ones that they're in the older bracket, right, of Gen X. At this point, I don't think it's worth it. I think they need to just file for Social Security if they're old enough, right? Or file for SSDI, which is, I think, Social Security disability insurance, right? So, yeah, I think they need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they need to try to find another job, man, because at this point in your life, it's like, yeah, you want to go back into what you had before, but Doge kind of killed all that, man. It did, you know what I'm saying? And, I feel for these folks, I really do. Thank God I got a job, because I could have been in the same boat as them. I'm not as old as them, but but ageism still affects me. It does. In my late 40s, ageism still affects me. When I turn 50, it's really gonna affect me, right? So, I'm just, I'm coasting. I'm working my job. You know what I'm saying? I'm pivoting. I'm doing things, to make sure that my finances are straight. But but time is running out when it comes to a job for me. It is. It's bucket down time. And thank goodness that I was able to get over the hump when it came to Doge. But a lot of Gen Xers didn't get to that point, man. A lot of folks that got Doge, that are Gen X, are still unemployed, man. They still don't have active income. And that's crazy. It really is, you know what I'm saying? So, man, what is the solution to this? The solution is to stay prayed up, and we all adults here, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure we do the best we can when it comes to our finances. We have to, to pivot. We have to do side hustles. We have to build businesses. We have to do something to get income. Bottom line, right? And I think with us being Gen X and the way we was raised, I think that we're the generation that they're able to weather the storm more than all these other generations combined. Like, real talk, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be a baby boomer, a millennial, or a Gen Z, I think Gen X, we was raised hard, right? So even though it's a scary time to be in, where you damn near cannot find a job that equals to what you was getting paid before, but at the end of the day, we all can survive this. I did, you can. I promise you can. So anyways, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This is raw content. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I catch y'all in the next video. My goodness. Say so G. Signing out. I'm gone.